Yeah, so why the book?
The book to give my younger self a voice, to give my inner child a process to heal from the things that I went through with all of the scrutiny and pressures on my life growing up as a child star. It was a time for me, a difficult time, and I wanted to bring light to the stories that shaped me.
Let's slow this down and walk through everything carefully, because this situation involving Brandy and Wanya Morris is not simple at all. What people are reacting to now didn't just appear out of nowhere. It comes from years of silence, old interviews, and a story that is only now being told in full. Recently, Brandy opened up in her memoir and shared details about a relationship that many people had talked about for years but never fully understood. She said she was only 16 when things began with Wanya, who was already in his early 20s at the time. That alone changed how a lot of people saw the situation. For a long time, both of them had suggested that nothing serious happened until she became an adult. But now, Brandy is saying that version of the story was not true. According to her, the connection started in the 1990s when she was still a teenager building her career. At first, it didn't look like a romantic situation. She described Wanya as someone who checked in on her, gave advice, and supported her. He became someone she trusted, almost like a mentor. That kind of bond can feel safe at first, especially for someone young and new to the industry. But over time, things changed. She explained that after she opened for his group on tour, they spent more time together, and the relationship became more personal. Looking back now, she doesn't describe it as love or something innocent. Instead, she calls it inappropriate. She said she felt pulled into something she didn't fully understand at the time. In her own words, she explained that what started as admiration slowly turned into something deeper. She felt like her respect for him was used against her. That feeling of being guided turned into dependence, and eventually, emotional attachment. She said it felt like being caught in a situation she couldn't control. One of the most important details she shared is that they kept
That's why I stopped it and said that she wasn't that young, because I don't want y'all to think Boyz II Men was young. No. I was young too.
She said she was 15 and she had to keep it a secret because she was so young.
See, we did the thing. We did the thing when she was like 16, 17, around that time, you know.
So you were still a boy too.
I wasn't old. I wasn't
like
38 years old, nothing like that. I was old enough to. She was old enough to get it.
everything hidden. They created a story for the public, saying they were just close and waiting until she turned 18 before anything romantic would happen. But behind the scenes, she says that wasn't the truth. She also admitted that she was sneaking around and lying to her parents, not just because she was afraid of getting in trouble, but because she knew people would react strongly if they found out. There was a clear understanding between both of them that the relationship could cause a scandal and damage their careers. Another detail that stood out was how often Wanya would mention her age. She said he brought it up frequently when they were together. At the time, she didn't fully understand why. But looking back now, she believes it shows that he knew exactly what he was doing and understood the situation clearly. Brandy also shared something very personal. She said she lost her virginity to him. Even though she originally wanted to wait until marriage, she believed that taking that step would bring them closer. But now, she sees it differently. She feels like she was too young to fully understand.
I'm going to tell a story. We like stuff like this, especially when people don't have any idea. Okay. Okay, so check this out. Brandy and I were friends in the beginning. Her mother and reached out to me, as well as my manager reached out to Brandy, because Brandy was a big fan of mine. And I was like, wow, that's amazing, because this young lady was pretty cool. Now I was young at the time. I wasn't 30 nothing. You know what I'm saying?
And the emotional weight of that decision. She also described how the relationship changed over time. She said he became critical of her and tried to control certain aspect of her life. On top of that, she claimed there was cheating involved. For a teenager, dealing with that kind of behavior from an older partner can be overwhelming. When she reflected on everything, she made one thing very clear. She does not see herself as a young girl who simply had a crush. She believes there was a clear difference in power and experience, and that difference mattered. She said, "I was not just a teenager with feelings. He was an adult. That statement alone has shaped how many people are now looking at the situation. But the conversation didn't stop there. As soon as her story came out, people started asking another question. What about her mother? Sonia Norwood played a major role in Brandy's career. She managed her, guided her, and helped her navigate the music industry at a very young age. Because of that, many people believe...
So Brandy and I were really, really close. Once she turned of age, we had been hanging around each other so much. We've been hanging around each other so much that there became to be some sort of connection, an intimate connection. We actually fell in love.
She had a lot of control over what was happening in Brandy's life. There are old claims that Sonia was the one who introduced Brandy to Wanya in the first place. Some even say she approved of their connection. Wanya himself once suggested that Brandy's mother supported their relationship. That's why people are now debating where the responsibility lies. Some believe Wanya, as the adult in the situation, should be held fully accountable. Others argue that if her mother knew or allowed it, then she also played a role in what happened. Media personality Wendy Williams is one of the people who has spoken about this. She suggested that Sonia should not be given a pass, especially as she was aware of the situation at the time. At the same time, Brandy herself has not placed direct blame on her mother in the same way. Her focus has been more on her own experience and what she went through emotionally. Still, people continue to question how much her mother knew and whether more could have been done to protect her. As the conversation grew, many began looking back at other parts of Brandy's life. Some believe this early relationship may have affected her in ways that showed up later. For example, Brandy has spoken openly about struggling with an eating disorder when she was younger. She said she became obsessed with losing weight and maintaining a certain image. At one point, she dropped a significant amount of weight and constantly checked her appearance. She explained that even though people praised how she looked, she didn't feel happy inside. She described herself as deeply unhappy during that time, despite being successful and making a lot of money. There was even a moment in 1999 when she had to be hospitalized because of how little she was eating. That situation showed just how serious things had become. Some people believe the pressure to be perfect, both from the industry and possibly from her management, played a role in that struggle. Others also point to conflicts she had with other artists during her early career. Names like Monica and Aaliyah often come up in these discussions. There were reports of tension, competition, and even physical altercations in the past. While both sides have spoken about those moments over the years, some believe outside influence may have made those situations worse. There are also stories about issues on her TV show involving Countess Vaughn. Again, some people believe these conflicts were influenced by the pressure and environment around her. Another situation that gets mentioned is her relationship with Robert Smith. At one point, the public believed they were married, but it was later revealed that the marriage was not legal. According to Robert, the idea was created to protect Brandy's public image. That added another layer to the conversation about how much of her life was shaped by image and control rather than personal choice. When you put all of this together, it paints a complicated picture.